Hello and blessings, beautiful souls, and happy new moon in Taurus. Ooh. As a Taurus, I'm always excited when the moon is somewhere in my sign. And congratulations to all the Tauruses. We are in the season of Taurus, and so many will be experiencing their solar return, such as myself. I've just recently experienced my solar return, and I'm feeling pretty damn good about it. So I just wanted to extend warm wishes and a happy birthday to all the Tauruses out there, the fellow Taurians, and wish you the absolute best. So it is Mother's Day today, and I have just finished a very yummy tea. Yorkshire's my preference, in my new cup, gifted to me by my eldest daughter, Savannah. Such a treasure. And I thought that I would come in here while I had a little bit of peace and quiet and shuffle the beautiful Rebellion Tarot and maybe even the Messenger Oracle and pull a couple of cards for the new moon. Now, I'm pretty excited for this new moon, and you know, I've got a theme for this new moon going on, and I'm feeling really strongly that the theme is about opening up roads, opening up pathways, seizing opportunities, reconnecting with the flow, with the grand flow of things. Because I have been feeling a little bit encumbered, and I know that others have been feeling a little bit encumbered as well. And yes, so I'm really interested to see how that goes. I went to bed last night in my Ganesha t-shirt with, you know, solid intentions to start working on these roads, to open and to do my thing. And I've got lots and lots of things going on in the background, and my primary focus are, of course, my clients and my deck. So they are taking focus, but I've got so many other things going on. I've begun work on the Tarot Summer School course, which is working the Witch's Web, witch weaving with the tarot. I'm so excited for that. And so my mind is going in all directions at the moment, and I'm like, I just need to harness that, the centeredness, the grounded and the centered feeling that is so lovely. So, beautiful Rebellion Tarot. Gorgeous little deck that came into my possession very recently, gifted to me by the artist herself. And I am loving it. I used it for my last 3-4 client readings. I've been using it for myself. I think my sun and moon is feeling a little bit jealous. It's been throwing out a few sword cards at me quite frequently. One of them was the Three of Swords, to which I'm like, I still love you. I still do. I still love you. But that card, that deck, not card, that deck has personality. All right, so here we go. Ooh. Ah, yes! Folks, we got the Queen of Cups here, the King, and the Nine of Pentacles. Right. So we have the King and the Queen of Cups. So we have an archetypal energy that came in a mated pair form, as I would like to say today. This is really beautiful, strong water energy, and really beautiful energy to imagine, to create, to harness imagination, to dream, to work on those spiritual facets of ourselves, to really delve deep into that psychic water, and to allow ourselves to express our emotions openly and freely. A lot of what we can experience as blockages can sometimes come from that blocked emotion that we have either consciously suppressed or unconsciously suppressed. So now is about really allowing that emotional energy that it's perhaps building up inside of you, perhaps pent up inside of you, perhaps blocked inside of you, to flow as freely as you can. The Queen of Cups has an amazing energy. She is the grand intuitive to me. And when she appears, for her, it's all about the heart. It's all about connecting the mind with the intuition and working in harmony, synergizing both the logical and the illogical mind And I say illogical loosely here. And giving credence to our imagination, giving credence to that creativity, giving credence to the poetry of the soul. And so immersing yourself in the arts, definitely. Getting really imaginative and creative and allowing yourself to express your emotions through the arts. And the arts are liberal. The arts can take any shape or form. It's about finding that one thing that ignites that emotional burst from heart, soul, spirit, and then sticking with it to allow it to unravel that emotional body. It's really beautiful stuff, right? The King of Cups is, oh my gosh, he's that eternal lover poet. He's that passionate, gentle, worldly type of energy that takes you into his arms and gives you that warm cuddle, and that makes you feel like you are exactly where you need to be, makes you feel validated. So his energy is one of validation, validating your emotions. And sometimes we need to be that archetype. We need to step into the archetypal energy of the King of Cups and validate our own emotions. If we continuously look outside of ourselves for people to, constantly validate our emotional bodies, our emotional health, then we are never going to be self-reliant. We are never going to be tapped into the authentic. And so learning to be that archetype for yourself, learning to stop in the moment, to give yourself the necessary warm hug, to validate your emotions, to feel competent in what you're feeling, and to experience healthy releases of emotion. And that's a really beautiful reward that you can give to yourself. It's a form of self-mastery. It's something that you can work towards. Now, from an external perspective, inward, it's about immersing yourself in that greater realm of feeling. It's about connecting with music, connecting with art, connecting with methods of self-expression and emotional release. It can sometimes be about taking that voyage across water, connecting with the element of water in its purest sense, going out, to a raging ocean and speaking to that raging ocean and really allowing yourself to purge to the element itself and feel very cleansed as you purge. Both the Queen and the King of Cups, of course, they are working within that field of water, within the energy of water, the element itself. And water is the conduit to the divine. So when you've got these two powerhouses together, you know that you're going to be doing a lot of water work. And that in itself is a beautiful thing. So expression through water, learning to effectively express yourself. And sometimes together, they just form this boom crash of wave. And it washes you clean, whether you want it to or not. This is not to spook you. I'm not trying to spook you. But sometimes external forces work on us so that we can release what we need to release. Many of us carry a lot of baggage with us, emotional baggage, that we don't give ourselves time to work through at the time that they occur. We could hold on to them, and some of us can have baggage from when we were tiny, tiny little ones, and some of us can have baggage from recent old relationships, and and work interactions, and so on and so forth. You never know where it comes from. The fact of the matter is, we have gentle hearts. We feel a lot, and when our feelings are hurt, we tend to suppress it because that's what our society deems is appropriate to do. So suppress it, don't cry, don't feel, don't do that. And so there's this tension, emotional tension, and I know myself that this is the case for me. I speak a little bit from personal experience. I don't like to cry in front of people. I don't like to cry full stop. It actually hurts my eyes when I cry. And I have grown up in an environment where it was like, don't cry. Don't cry, you're a big girl, put your big girl panties on. Those types of things. But not everyone has had that upbringing. Some people are very, very, very good at expressing their emotions. And so for those of you who are really good, who just love yourself a good cry, who like to speak in the moment about the things that actually wound you, then it's more about the connection with the water, allowing the poetry of the water to move through you, to ignite that imaginative capacity that is so buried in us all. And I say buried loosely, it exists. Perhaps that's the best word for it. It exists in us all. And many of us don't tap into our imaginative capacities anymore. And it's a very, very sad thing. When a human's imagination is allowed to roam free, oh my goodness, it can create such amazing products. I am a lover of books, and I can tell you that I am infinitely grateful to every author that has ever touched me through their words. And to see what others can do. The artist who paints, the musician who composes, you know, the sculptor, the just anyone who connects with that imaginative capacity within them and who really harnesses that imagination. And it's about the worldly nature. It's about the loving component of the two. It's finding the love, the genuine, beautiful love between you two. And when I say you two, I'm talking about your archetypal energies of King and Queen. So, learning to balance those archetypes within yourself, the passive and the active, and learning to harmonize those two to create a synergy within you, learning how to live at that emotional cycle completely without feeling as though you are hyper out of balance. And then the last card, the card to bring it home, is the Nine of Pentacles, the card of beautiful harvest, the card of rewards, material rewards. And it's a card of comfort, and it's a card of feeling as though we have achieved something in the area of resources. In the realm of earth, Pentacles is of course related to the realm of earth, or it synergizes with earth. And so this is about acknowledging what you have achieved. This is about acknowledgement of how far you've come. At times we can get so swept up in what is ailing us in one moment, what's affecting us, or, you know, just the momentum of a project, that we might not take that necessary moment and say, wow, look at what I've created. Look at how far I've come. Look at what I have achieved. This in itself honors the spirit. It honors the creative force inside of you. And it allows you to celebrate that in your own way by sitting down and, you know, having a drink with a mate, or getting your friends together, or having a dinner, or doing something symbolic of your achievements. Then, you know, you're not really honoring that facet. I know myself that when I launched my Bonestone and Earth Flesh Tarot deck last year in July, that the launch was something that I had been working up to for a very, very long time. And all of my friends knew this. They knew how much energy I had been putting into this. So what they did for me was they came over as soon as the launch was over with a bottle of champagne and chocolate dipped strawberries, and my mother-in-law was here, and we had a big dinner, and it was so spontaneous but so right and so fitting for the moment that it enabled me to truly acknowledge the immensity of my achievement and to really absorb that accolade for myself. It's not vanity, it's not ego, it's the right thing to do. And when the Nine of Pentacles comes through, oh my gosh, when the Nine of Pentacles come through, it's about securing your success. It's about allowing yourself to seize that success for yourself, and to do so with those emotional bodies well in balance. And it creates quite a whole and fulfilling picture, doesn't it? When we're immersing ourselves in material success and also balancing our emotional bodies at the same time. It creates such a whole picture. There is a plane flying over. I can't do anything about that. So what I might do is just shuffle my Messenger Oracle. I loved this Oracle deck so much. It is one of my favorites. That's the backing of it. I got it on Etsy a few years ago. I still use it. One of the cards is sun bleached. That's very sad. Such is the case. I have quite a few cards that have been sun bleached. This is a square deck. It's fun to shuffle. Here, that's the card that's been sun bleached. I'm not sure that you can see it even, but it's been sun bleached, and there was a crystal there, so it's actually left. The whole thing was like, oh no. I'm very careful with my decks. Right. Oh gosh, such a great one. Here we go. We have freedom. Freedom. Freedom of expression. Freedom to express. Freedom to be. Freedom to simply and wholly be. And I think that this is a really, really great completion card to this 3-card draw for the new moon in Taurus. We all want a bit of freedom. We all want to strive towards a sense of freedom. When we can work on unencumbering our emotional bodies and getting them to harmonize effectively, we can free a lot of energy. We can unblock a lot of things by tapping into the creative center, the creative core of who we are, by unleashing our imagination, allowing our emotional bodies to flow. That puts us in touch with a sense of security and a success and a reward that is so much greater than just money. It is a satisfaction that can be soul nourishing. It's an incredible thing. And when we are in that nourished state of being, a freedom comes to us in a moment where we feel like we have just room to be, room to create, room to move, room to excel, just that freedom of direction, that feeling of just being completely at peace and just to be with no other energies pushing and pulling at us. It's a very, very beautiful moment. It happens every so often for us all where we feel that I can do anything. I can go anywhere. It's not the natural state of being, although it should definitely be the natural state of being. This is why I meditate, so my mind is free, so that I can do what I need to do, so that I can feel that level of, that levity, not the level, the levity necessary to be more at peace as an individual, as a human being, and to be kinder and more peaceful, to be a better parent, and working on ourselves, on our emotional bodies. It's amazing. It's really amazing. So there you have it, beautiful souls. A new moon reading from me to you. It is Mother's Day today. This will go up in a couple of days' time. I'm going to time it for the new moon here in Australia, and then it'll be the new moon the next day in the States, in the north of the hemisphere. And I'm just wishing you all so much love, luck, peace and joy. I'm hoping that your new moon brings you the necessary energy for you to work on what you need to work on, and to set those beautiful, bold intentions, to open up those pathways for yourself, to allow your imagination to just pour out of you, and to honor that divine sacred flow, to connect with the divine feminine. That's one thing that I didn't say. Water is kindred to the divine feminine. It's kindred to the womb. I did say that it was the conduit to the divine, but this is a way to the goddess, to work with the sacred feminine energies within us and without, and to allow ourselves to connect with that beautiful feminine energy and work within the boundaries, the perimeters of that energy. And that there's no boundaries and no perimeters really when you think about it. It is so all-consuming, and that in itself is a beautiful thing. So immerse yourself in ritual if that's what calls to you. Immerse yourself in imaginative endeavors, in creative space, in sacred space. Immerse yourself in meditations and journeys. Immerse yourself in magic. Immerse yourself in those things that will truly nourish your soul. So, see you later. Have a wonderful, wonderful new moon. Best foot forward each and every time. And from my heart to yours, wishing you only the best. See ya.